guys, I want to quickly show you some of the most common mistakes and ways to fix them in our gang sheet builder, as well as just some tips and tricks. So I'm going to try to be as organized about this as I can. But basically, when you are uploading, say you're using Canva or any other program, this one, for instance, is a 12 by 12 saved sheet. So I'm going to show you when we upload it in here, along with a few other things, just some things we can do. So let me upload these. These are some different versions here of different things that I want to kind of go over. So first off, if I have this monkey in here who is on this white background, if you want to remove this background, you can go in. Anytime you see a white box, the white box is going to print. So if you are uploading a design and it is not in PNG format with a transparent background, you need to remove the background. Now, this tool does not always work, but it does work fairly well most of the time. So if we go in here and remove the background, let's see how it does if it takes everything out that we want. It normally shows two options, but I'm going to show you another side program you can use if you're needing to remove the background out of a lot of images. That is helpful. So you can see in this one, it left a bunch of white over here. Don't really know what happened there. And this one, it took out pretty much everything I think it should have. So we're going to go ahead and replace selected with that one. When you remove the background, it is automatically, if you see this box is now tight around the image, it's not leaving any extra space. So now you can see it's no longer like 12 by 12, it's 12 by 8.68. So that's great. Now, let me show you if we were to bring this in here. So this one is already a transparent background that I had saved as a transparent oh, sorry, no, that's the one we just used. Sorry. Hang on one second. Well, that's one example. Okay, removing the background. Now, for whatever reason, watch this. This one is a black background that's saved behind it. And if I go to remove the background, it might not capture everything correctly, or it might remove things that I don't want it to remove. So if this is the case, you can do one of two things. I'm really nice if you want to email it to me at avajanesblanks@gmail.com and say, hey, Heather, can you just remove the background out of this image really quick? I'll run it through a paid program. I don't mind doing that. If you're just doing this every once in a while, I don't want you to have to pay for a program to do it. But if you're doing this a ton and you want to just have this for your own use, for sublimation, for all the different things, I'll show you a program that works really well for me. So this one you can see it didn't take it out here, and this one it took out the green. Why? I don't know. So we can replace this, but then you'll see now his little vine is gone. And if you really want that vine there, that's no longer going to work for you. So one of the things you can do is you can use Photo Room. I'm going to upload him into here. And now we're going to upload this black design. I am logged in under a free version, and you can see it took it out correctly. It left the vine. You can say use this image. The only downfall is that when you go to download this, it's only going to allow you to save it in a low resolution unless you have a paid subscription. So yes, you can download it. Make sure you have it as a transparent background. There's no background in there. And then when I bring that one back over here and I upload it in, you will see that it is going to be um, like this, but you can see it's a lower DPI now. It most likely would be fine, but if you're worried about that, you can message. Now, when this one took the background out, you can see that our box is still big. So I have people a lot of times, they're like, oh yeah, I wanted this to be, 11 inches wide, and they size it to 11 inches wide. Well, this is not truly an 11-inch wide image because you have all of this dead space here and here. So when you bring in something like this, if your box is like that, you need to go in here and do trim that extra space. One, it's going to allow you to get way more stuff on the page when you're nesting your sheet together if you're using the nesting feature. But now you'll see if you actually go to 11 inches wide, this thing's going to be way taller, so you can size it appropriately based on no extra space. Okay, so that's one thing. Trim the extra space um, from your designs. Because here's another example I'll show you. This one, white background, bunch of extra space. This one, transparent background. So if you're saving out of Canva, you have to have a paid version, but when you go to do download, if you save, you have to click this transparent background button. If you don't have the paid version, you won't have this transparent background, but then you're going to be saving like this. So, okay, we can see, hopefully it'll work for our remove background feature. We're going to try and see on this one, see if it works well. Go, go, go. It has to think about it for a second. So I can't really tell a difference. It looks like it may still, let's see. I want to go in and make sure that it took out this little part in here because I don't really want that in there. So you can use this little zoom feature. And use your little drag the buttons over here, sorry, the bars. And it looks like it did take it out of the top part kind of, but the bottom part not really. And now that I'm zooming in, I can see, look at it, it took out one of these stripes. That's weird. So I don't really know what it was doing, what it was thinking. I don't like that. This tool, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you have a lot of detail and a lot of little spaces and a lot of other random white in your design, it can accidentally pull that out. So don't just use it and trust it. You want to zoom in and look at it. So, all right, I'm going to just delete this one. And then I'm going to look at this one. So you can see this one I saved with a transparent background. Everything I want is there and everything I don't want is not there. Let's X out of that. But again, this one, if I zoom out, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I want this for a lunchbox. I want it to be 8 inches tall. Well, right now it says it's 8 inches tall. That design is not really 8 inches tall. It is measuring your box. Why it does that, I don't know. But when you look at this, do not trust this design because it is measuring your box. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to trim the extra space. Now, this only works trimming the extra space on designs that you are bringing in. So now you can see it was only actually 5.5 inches tall. And now I'm like, okay, I want to make it 8. Now it's truly 8 inches tall. Now, if I went into my library and I brought in, you can search over here. So let's just search school, and it's going to bring up all of these little school designs. Let's see all. It's got all sorts of seersucker stuff in here. But here we go. So we've got designs down here. Now, if I bring in this design, but I'm bringing it in from the library. So say you didn't go buy this. This is from my mark. If you didn't buy this design and you're just using it from our library, this one, the box is tight top and bottom. So sizing it to 8 inches would be correct. But you can see there's still space on the side. And that feature is not there to remove that extra space. So sometimes you have to pay attention to if there is extra space around there and adjust your design accordingly, not just based on what the box looks like. I'm trying to see if there's any in here that have extra space around them. Okay, like this one, for instance. See how there's some space on the top and the bottom here? We can't necessarily remove that, but if I know, okay, well, this K right here is 8 inches and I want this to be 8 inches, I'm just going to put it over top of it, size it, and then throw it over here. And now I know it's not really 9.27 inches, it's 8 inches. So just really pay attention to those boxes. And if you're ever confused, reach out and ask. Okay, next thing is, let me see what else I wanted to tell you guys. Let's go back to my uploads that I had in here. So removing sizing, removing that extra space, um, colors. So if you have something that is a specific color and you want to change it. So if you upload the design, that's an option. I know this is a really low DPI, don't worry about that. So this design is all in black. There's a feature in here where you can go in here and you can remove color and say, I want to remove the black. Well, this might not be the exact black of the image. So I always go in and click the little dropper and then go over top. I'm going to click it. Now, if I just remove it, it's just going to remove the whole entire design because it's all black. Now, if I want to replace it and say I want to make this design blue, I'm going to go pick the color blue I want, and then I'm going to hit apply changes. And it's going to change the whole design to blue. If you wanted to change it to white, go and change it to white. And now you have a white design. Now you can only, let's see, is it actually going to do it? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have to change it now from blue to white because it thinks it's um, the other color. There you go. So You can change that. Now, if there's black in a design in multiple places and you only want to change parts of it, this will not work. It is going to change every ounce of black to that color or whatever you pick. Okay. So something to keep in mind. And if you saved it, it would save it as white. Another feature that you can use is, let's see, when you have images that are, say, circular, um, or whatever, even this one, okay? If I wanted to do this and I want to duplicate it, and you can see that these boxes are overlapping, it's giving me a warning that they're exceeding the edge, that they're overlapping boxes. As long as you can zoom in and see that you are going to have enough room to cut these apart and they are not touching, you can fill it up further. You don't have to just use the nest feature. Um, this one especially because you can't trim it. If you're using multiple of these, let's see if I can go ahead and show you. I'm going to try to clear off the sheet a little bit. So we're going to do two things. So we're going to use the one that's standard, and we're going to duplicate, 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 duplicate. And it says, oh, create a new sheet. Nope, we're going to add it. And then I'm going to actually rotate this one. Why it doesn't know that you can rotate, but even then, see, it doesn't think that you can, and you don't necessarily have to add a new sheet. You can make these fit. You can put these closer together and you can fit more on here. So you don't have to use that nest feature and trust it 110%. Yes, you want to leave enough space to cut it apart and feel comfortable peeling it or whatever you're going to be doing, but you can see how many more I could fit in here if I just kind of trust my gut and go ahead and put it together. Um, Definitely zoom in, scroll around, make sure nothing's touching and overlapping if you're doing this. Nothing's exceeding the edges, but you'll see you can fit a lot more. You're paying by the foot, so I don't care how you fill these. I always feel bad when people are not filling them as much as they could or trusting these borders, because right here, if you look at this, if I hit nest sheet, it's going to make me go to a larger sheet and it is going to space them all out evenly. When here you go, we can go back, we can start doing this again, and I can fit 4 across in a row. Um, and you would never know the difference. Okay. Sometimes I don't like the nest sheet feature. It really just depends how you're doing it, what your borders are around things. Now, for this same design, if I were to go in and do the one that we had already trimmed the sides, I will show you what it would look like. So let's see, I think this one that was already trimmed, yes. So this one was already trimmed. And if I go ahead and do this and then I duplicate this one, it's automatically going to do 4 across because my borders here are narrower and it's not doing all the dead extra space. So you can get way more in there because it knows. But if it has that extra space around it, you guys can either nest it closer together, or trim the space if it's a design that you are uploading. All right, what else was I going to show you? For our new seersucker stuff, I did upload all of these designs in here, and I kind of put one in here already to look at. So some things you can do. If you're in here and you're uploading this pre-K design, say, okay, this is an 8-inch tall. That's about what you should do for the lunch boxes. And if you wanted to make kind of a custom, I thought these would be super cute, almost as like little patch stickers, like the seersucker design. So I thought, let me go ahead and show you how you can use some of the clip art. I didn't upload the clip art for individual sale, like I did just the standard letters, just because there's so many of them and it would be a lot of options. But if you go into this library, you can either scroll down or you can type in seersucker or school. And you can scroll down, you can see all these options. So basically what I did was I brought them all in. Let me zoom back out really quick and put them in here. And then I just kind of sized them all down smaller to what I thought they maybe should be. Okay. Um, I went in and I just arranged them kind of like in their own little pattern. And this is something you could do. You could add stuff to this one on top of it. I went in and added a name. If you don't know how to add a name or anything else in here to customize these further, say you wanted to add the name to this one, you can go over here and hit add a text field, and we'll put Ava. Um, Obviously, this is ginormous. but we're going to shrink it down. There's a bunch of font families in here that you can choose a font that you would like. If there's one that you really want to be added to here, it may be an option for me to add it. So just reach out and I can always look and see if it is. Nope, have another text box under there. So say this was for Ava and I wanted to put pre-K and I wanted to put her name under it. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Now, black, ew, but I don't know the colors that were in this design. Well, fun feature, you can go in here and just like we kind of did in the other one with color matching, you can hit this text color, use this little dropper, and you can match it to any of the colors in here. So say I want to make it pink. Okay, say I want to make it purple. I can click in here and I can match it to the colors in that design. So it goes with it. So we're just kind of personalizing that design a little bit more. And that's how I did this name in here. And then you're like, but Heather, how do I know what size all of this stuff is combined? Well, when you highlight them all together, it's going to show us 9.93, 9.7. But again, look at how wide our box is because it's doing it around all of these objects. So I understand that's difficult. I don't have an easy workaround. The only thing I can do is tell you that if this one's 8 inches tall and I put it underneath here, then that's going to be 8 inches tall, right? Like, so you're about that. If you can size it to something else on your sheet or put it over it and drag it and know that you're within that range, that's going to be the easiest. I need to look at the exact width of the lunchbox or how wide I can go, but that's kind of the easiest way I've found. And then you could print this, and anything that's overlapping obviously is just going to print exactly as it's shown here. Ignore all the red lines. That's exactly how I want it. So that's another feature of something you can do with all of these little graphics or to add personalization to something else that's on here, color match, things like that.